Hi guys, how is it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, wherever you are and whenever you tune in to see this. So we're going to be doing some general readings for the signs of Sagittarius and Capricorn for October 2023, but our readings are timeless. So for some of you guys, since this is a general reading meant for multiple people, it could resonate, in the past, a couple months in the past, a couple months in the future, or even resonate where we are currently. All right, so always take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And everyone is welcome, whether you have your sun sign in Sagittarius, your rising, your moon in Sagittarius, or anywhere else in your chart where you have Sagittarius or the house of Sagittarius. All right, so same thing goes for Capricorn, whether you're Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, etc., wherever you have Capricorn in your chart, because we all have all 12 signs somewhere within our birth charts, our individual birth charts. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with Sagittarius. Just want to double check that we're doing okay for sound before I get too deep into the video here. So just give me a moment to check that. All right, so it looks like we're good for sound, so that is good. Since Mercury retrograde started, I've been having issues with the sound and also the title of the videos. So the videos keep coming out as Virgo Libra, but trust me, this video is not for Virgo Libra. It is for Sagittarius and Capricorn for October, not September. Okay, so once the video is done being live, I will update and change that. But as of right now, when I try to do that ahead of time, every time, even though it looks like on my end that I fixed it, for whatever reason, that leftover energy from Mercury retrograde is still showing it as the wrong title. So anyway, again, I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this. So we're going to go ahead and get started for Sagittarius for October. So we're going to start with a quick little sound bell here to just ground ourselves, take a couple of deep breaths, get back into our body, making sure we're receiving messages from our guides, all that good stuff, okay? So if you're sensitive to sound, it will be loud for a few moments, but then it'll be done. All right, so here we go. This is going to be for Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius. Let's see what we have coming up for you in October. As I said in the last video, I'm doing these a little bit early just because I'm going to be out of town at a Renaissance fair and just a busy week next week, so I wanted to get these out ahead of time. All right, so Sagittarius. Let's see what we have here for you. We're going to go ahead and call out your cards one by one. We're going to start with the first four at the top, and each of these four cards at the top may correspond to a week's time frame or so. Okay, nothing's set in stone as far as the timing goes. So I'll say the dates real quickly, and then I'll say them again when we're on each card. But the first card can be from around October 1st through the 8th. The second card can be from around October 9th through the 16th. Third card can be from anywhere from October 17th through the 23rd or so. And the fourth card can be around October 24th through October 31st, or even into the first couple of days of November. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Sagittarius. We've got the Four of Staves in the right side up position. We have the Princess of Cups in the reverse position. We've got the King of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. And we have the Prince of Staves in the right side up position as well. All right, let's see here, Sagittarius. Well, as far as the major arcana goes, for some of you guys, you may be dealing with a Capricorn, or you've got a lot of Capricorn in your chart, or someone else does, or it could be referencing Capricorn season of this year, of last year, even next year, or it doesn't have to mean anything at all, but I do like to call out the signs as far as the major arcanas go. Now, as far as your minor arcana goes here, Sagittarius, I believe it's Wands, but I want to double check. So we've got 4 Wands cards. We've got 2 Swords, a Cup, and a Pentacle or Sacred Circle. So the Wands is the majority of your minor arcana here. So that was a little bit like Scorpio in that way, that was their majority as well, but that's kind of the only similarity I'm seeing so far. But Wands do talk about our physical body, our health, what gets us fired up and passionate in our physical body, if it's not necessarily health, okay? So that could be an underlying theme or message to the reading, but we're just kind of going to put that aside and go one by one and see what we have here for you, Sagittarius, okay? So we're starting off here with, we've got the 4 of Staves in the right side up position here, also known as 4 of Wands in the right side up position. And this reading here, this whole reading here, Sagittarius, it could be about you or someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, or just your general environment situation. All right, but the first card in particular can be picking up energy from the recent past, whatever that is for you or for someone else. But here we have this really nice energy to start off the new month of October with this 4 of Staves in the right side up position. This can talk about celebrations, parties, events, or just a celebratory kind of party energy to it. It also can talk about unions, it can talk about marriages, but not just marriages, but all different types, of unions, okay? So what is really cool to see in this card, I'm going to bring it a little closer for you just so you can see. We've got these 2 Egyptian people at a party, and we don't know if there's other people in the room or if it's just them having their own kind of party. But basically they have this comfortability, this vulnerability with each other, and real openness and a good union, okay? So this again can talk about unions, whether it's romantic, platonic, friends or family, or even some type of self-love that we're talking about here, Sagittarius. Or again, just kind of parties, celebrations, or party or celebratory kind of energy in general here. But really nice to start off the new month, any new month, but especially October. So we're going to see what's underneath it to kind of find out like how we got to this energy in the first place. So when I look here in this past energy, these 2 cards that are underneath it, it feels like that someone did their homework here in the past, okay? It's a little bit of back and forth energy, but we'll kind of talk about it as we go through. So it's really interesting here, Sagittarius, because you have, right, this is the larger card. This is your current, present energies, possibilities, and then these 2 smaller black and white cards is past energy. But you've got the 4 of Wands, then you have the 6 of Wands in the right side up position, and then the 5 of Wands in the reverse position. So they don't go in order, but the numbers are close enough to kind of have that added double meaning here as well. But it looks like here in the past, Sagittarius, there could have been some type of, again, celebration, some type of celebratory energy, some type of creative energy, okay? Because when we're talking about Wands too, Sagittarius, since you're a fire sign, we're also talking about Aries and Leo energy showing up here as well. So all the Wands is fire sign energy, okay? Now, when we're talking about this 6 of Wands energy in the past, there could have been some type of trying to think of the right word. Not just the celebratory energy or party also in the past, but maybe there was some type of win here in the past, Sagittarius. And on the other side of that, with the Five of Wands in the reverse position, that's what we would call a good reversal in that past energy. And I'm going to bring the cards a little closer just so you can see the imagery as well, since they're a little bit smaller here, okay? But in the past, let's say that you or someone with a general environment situation decided to take life in general not as seriously. It doesn't mean that you're not a serious person or you don't take things seriously, but there was a need to like kind of rely on the support system, whatever that is, friends, family, a lover, mental health care worker, etc., right? And kind of make different options for the way that the future might go. So, you know, that was happening in the past here, Sagittarius, along with that kind of winning energy or that celebratory kind of party-like energy. Now, when we also talk about the Six of Wands in the past, we're talking about just as the numbers, right? We got 6, so 3 and 3 on each side. So it could be that in the past as well, there was really good health, or there was a really good energy that was showing up in the physical body here, okay? So again, letting go of some defenses a little bit here kind of made it possible in the past for the Four of Wands or Four of Staves to show up here in that right side up position in the future current energies in that first week. And we said that could be anywhere from around, and could be October 1st through October 8th, right? But really beautiful, Sagittarius. Now, if I had to like pause your reading right here and look at like, okay, well, where are the times throughout the month of October where I can accomplish something that is within my control? Like, when is the best time and maybe not the best time to do that, right? So I would definitely say for you, Sagittarius, that the first week is looking really good, and the third and the fourth, but the second week is a little bit of a slowdown of energy, energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge, okay? So I've been saying for a while, comparing them to like red lights, green lights, orange or yellow lights, right? So I would say the first week is a green, the third week is a green, the fourth week's a green, and the second week is a little bit of this just a red light. It's not yellow or orange. Unfortunately, that would just be slowing down, almost about to stop, but it's more of that kind of stopped energy. But we know what comes after it already is more green light. So it's nothing to like freak out or worry. I never want people to feel that way. But let's kind of see what's showing up here and go over what's showing up on the table. All right. So we go from the Four of Staves in the right side up position in the first week, Sagittarius, to now we have the Princess of Cups in the reverse position in that second week, okay? And we said this could be from around October 9th through the 16th or so, all right? But it looks and feels like a little bit of that energetic blockage, okay? So we started to talk about all this fire sign energy that was showing up in the first week. Now we get to the second week, we've got Cups energy and also Swords more in the past, but the Cups energy would be water, Cancer, Pisces, and then the past would even be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius kind of energy if we're breaking it down to signs, or you can just look at it as energy or elements. But with this Princess of Cups in the reverse position, it could be that you here, Sagittarius, or someone that you're dealing with or around you in your general environment situation, perhaps is not dealing with something emotionally in some way, or is not also wanting to deal with something emotionally that is, let's say, less traditional, okay? So normally this would be the Morgana figure. She picks her herbs at night. She's one of the goddesses of herbal medicine and witchcraft, right? But here she is kind of in that upside down position, okay? So again, this is can feel like for some of you guys, Sagittarius, that there is this pulling back or withdraw or pulling away from the emotions in some way. Now, because it is a cups in the reverse position, it could be pulling away from emotions that aren't as pleasant, right? And we usually do that to protect ourselves, okay? But sometimes it ends up actually hurting us more in the long run, right? But whatever this kind of slowdown of energy is here, we already know from the cards that follow it that things are going to start to pick up again. So it could have something to do with the general astrology. I'm going to just look at the notes here to my left. What do we have in the second week? Well, we have Pluto going direct, okay? We do have a little bit of, you know, the moon energy in the background. The literal full moon is in the card, right? Whether it's right side up or reverse. So usually can talk about Pisces, but could also be Scorpio, sorry. And so with Pluto going direct, that for everyone in the general astrology notes that I did in the first video today, in the Libra video, is talking about talking about truth and transformation with Pluto goes direct, but also making our desires and our secrets kind of come to light. So if there is something as far as emotional desires and secrets or emotional things that need to come to light, perhaps you or someone you're dealing with or multiple people you're dealing with here, Sagittarius, maybe is resisting that, okay? We also have the new moon on October 14th, which is the solar eclipse in Libra. And it's always important to, again, to see where you have Libra in your chart, or where you have all of the different signs kind of in your chart. And you don't have to memorize them. I don't have mine memorized. I have it written down or in an app or something, or just pull up my chart on the computer, right? So it is kind of helpful in that way. But it's really about finding where we have those Libra themes, right? So Libra is going to be balance, justice, beauty, and harmony, right? So if, again, there's something emotional that's going on here that is in disharmony or not in balance, then it's going to kind of be hard if Pluto's going direct, trying to make these truth and transformations come out, these secrets and desires come out, if someone or the energy is not quite ready for that in some way, okay? So now let's kind of look what's underneath this card to get even more insight about why this is showing up here for you, Sagittarius. So what we have underneath it is past energy. So it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc., whatever the past is for you or the other person, vice versa, etc., the energy, okay? So what we have is, again, air sign energy down here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But we've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse position and the Six of Swords in the right side up position, all right? And so it looks like here in the past, Sagittarius, there was a lot of confusion. And the only kind of similarity I would say here to Scorpio's reading, the last one I did before yours, is you've got a princess in reverse and a queen in reverse. They're not the same minor arcana, one's cups, one's swords, but it feels a little bit similar in the way that Scorpio had something going on, different cards, different placement, all the stuff. But it was like, I think for Scorpio, it was about not getting enough rest, either mentally or physically, and denying this like divine feminine energy that we all have inside of us, regardless of gender, right? We all have masculine and feminine energies. So here in that way, it doesn't necessarily feel like physical rest or mental rest. For you, Sagittarius, it could be more emotional rest, which is kind of both, but in a different way. Excuse me. So it feels like when you have, again, this princess and the queen in the reverse position, for some of you, maybe not everybody, there's like this withdrawing from this divine feminine energy, okay? So that's gonna, you know, definitely makes sense if we are, or someone is not wanting to deal with something emotionally, again, to kind of like protect themselves or protect ourselves, but that ends up, you know, only hurting us in the long run, not dealing with the healing. So, you know, when we talk about like gender stereotypes, right, or not even gender stereotypes per se, but kind of, it's like, what is the basic breakdown of feminine energy, or that we define to feminine energy, or to females in general, right? Is like to be nurturing, to be more emotional, right? And so the other stereotypical side in the masculine energy is to be unemotional, right? So that's why it's really interesting as far as the imagery when you have these two women in the cards. Again, we all have masculine and feminine. We're not talking about exactly the gender, right? But it's just interesting how they're both in that kind of reverse position, which was also showing up in the Scorpio reading, but in a different way. But so now to keep going where we were, we've got this Queen of Swords in the reverse position, but then right next to it though, which is encouraging here, Sagittarius, is that in the past you also had the Six of Swords in the right side up position. So this monk here that's meditating, he knows he's stressed out, but he's like working on it, right? So all the swords are going in that downwards position, so that represents anxiety, worry, overthinking. But then he has water, two bodies of water behind him, and that is the emotions, right? That is what is in the reverse position again in the second week with the Princess of Cups reversed. So he's like, how do I use my emotions but also use logic? How do I bring these two things into balance where one isn't outdoing the other in the extreme direction or extreme way, okay? But let's keep going here, Sagittarius, and see what we have in the third week. So it's really cool here, Sagittarius, or interesting. In the third week, we have this King of Sacred Circles. This is your only earth sign energy showing up here in the third week. And we said this could be from around October 17th through the 23rd or so. So now we have earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, right? But it's like, I would normally call this like the inheritance card, okay? So this older Native American man is playing the drums. He's thinking about oral traditions and passing stories down to the younger generation, right? So it's almost like, Sagittarius, when we get to this third week in October, by you doing that, or someone else doing that, or this divine masculine energy coming in, too, it helps you kind of process maybe the things that you were pulling away from emotionally in the second week, okay? Because he also has the storm behind him. We see the lightning strikes behind him, all right? And so that is the lightning from the Tower card in the tarot. And if you're familiar, the lightning strikes the crown chakra, or the top of the tower, the building, the top of our head, top of our body, right? The highest point, and it breaks things down in order to rebuild, as far as understanding something, you know, from just a new perspective. So he recently did that, and that's why he is able to pass something down, or wants to pass something down. Now it can talk about, since it's an inheritance card, it can talk about passing down money, since it's the Pentacle or Sacred Circle card, but it doesn't have to just be about passing down money. It can be passing down something of value that isn't just money, or it can be both. But I feel that this is really you, Sagittarius, when you think of the word Sagittarius, talking about wisdom and being a sage, right? And then we see this older king figure, again, wanting to pass something down of value. It feels like you getting more grounded here, Sagittarius, in the third week of October as well. Or being around other people that bring this out of you, or yeah, they bring this out of you, but also like they're a good influence on you, or a good mentor, something like this, a good teacher, okay? So So I really like that for you here, Sagittarius, okay? Now, interesting, when we get to your 4th week here, Sagittarius, we've got the Prince of Staves in the right side up position, also known as Prince of Wands, more fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, like you, right? Or depending on where you have Sagittarius in your chart. But this is some type of medium-sized communication or offer that you're going to give, or someone's going to give to you, or it comes in general from your spirit guides, your guardian angels, what have you, that kind of thing. And so this is really nice to see, right? Because it's almost like when we had this King of Sacred Circles wanting to pass something down, well, maybe he's passing something down to this other prince. He isn't necessarily in his same family as far as the minor arcana, right? One is Pentacles or Sacred Circles, and one is Staves. But it's also like the duality here, Sagittarius, between light and dark, masculine and feminine, right? Being young, being old, right? All the kind of duality symbols showing up here again, right? So also talking about the role between teacher and student can kind of switch and go back and forth, right? We can always learn something from each other. But when this Prince of Staves shows up here too, Sagittarius, it could be that now, you know, your health is in a better position. And we're talking about Staves, Wands, health. Or if it's not health, just you being more passionate and creative and fired up in your body about something here, about some type of medium-sized opportunity or communication. I say medium because he's not a page and he's not a king, right? He's a prince. He's right in between. But he's working on his confidence and he's open to learning new things, which is also kind of really important regardless of our age, okay? So it's cool, Sagittarius, because you start with fire here in your reading and then you kind of end with fire. And in between you got a little water and air and a little bit of earth. So you got a little bit of all the elements showing up here in your reading. But I actually forgot to say too, or not forgot, but I'm getting to that point right now, is that in your tarot confirmation card, this other little one on the side here, there's earth energy over here as well. So, yeah, you've got, what did I say, 4 fire cards, 2 earth, now that I realize that, 1 water, and 2 swords. So you almost have like 2 of all the other ones that aren't fire if you had 1 more cup, maybe. But it doesn't matter about the numbers of them. But anyway, when this tarot confirmation card comes in, it's going to confirm all 4 cards at the top, all 4 weeks. Throughout the month of October that we were just talking about. All right, and so if you're watching at the beginning of the reading, I mentioned you did have some Capricorn energy showing up here. All right, so you do have the official card for Capricorn, the Devil, okay? But this tarot confirmation card, the way I always like to read it is a combination of past and future energy. We always have choice. We always have free will, right? But when this Devil card energy is showing up here at the end of your reading, coming in to confirm everything, because it was sitting on top of that Prince of Staves in the right side up position, it's like in order to take the best, not advantage, that's not the right way, in order to take whatever this medium-sized communication or opportunity comes in order to get the best, fullest of that, right? This Devil card energy is showing up and saying, what may be out of balance, okay? What is a choice, right? So in the Devil card energy, and I'll bring it closer since it's a really small card, it may be hard to see in this deck per se, but there's usually both on the man and the woman that are chained, there's a latch, there's an opening in the chain around their neck. So that talks about choices, it talks about self-sabotage, right? So when we talk about Devil energy, it is something to the extreme, one way or the other, something that is too much of a good thing is one way to look at it, but even it could be too much of a bad thing, right? Whatever it is, right? So it's just like if we're talking about addictions or old limiting philosophies or viewpoints or ideas of the world, like the devil wants to come in here and be like, do you want to stay that way forever, or do you want to take the chains completely off, right? So you're only going to be a slave to yourself if you choose to be, right? If you choose to be out of alignment as far as doing too much of a good thing or doing too much of a bad thing, whatever it is, that's still a choice, okay? So it's kind of saying, if you show your animalistic side, which is also kind of a devil energy, another way to talk about it, how do you balance it, right? You can't always be the snarling wolf. Sometimes you have to be the gentle wolf, right? So you can go back and forth and appreciate one and the other to kind of find like more balance. All right, so again, I just kind of look at that as an option for you, Sagittarius, to again to take full advantage of, or get in the best place to appreciate this medium-sized opportunity or communication that's coming in. Just saying, keep the other stuff kind of in balance, and remember, it's always a choice. All right. So with that being said, though, Sagittarius, let's look at your oracle card for this time period, even beyond. This is from the Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle deck, and the one that you got is called Star Brothers, and there's this guy in the center of the card, and it looks like some kind of Egyptian statue behind him, and then we have two kind of birds on each side of him, and it looks like there's obviously some kind of stars and galaxies, kind of ethereal imagery that is very excuse me, common in this Starseed Oracle deck. Okay, but what it says underneath the Star Brothers is Horus energy. It says protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Okay, so when I think of Horus energy, or the falcon bird that we see here, it always makes me think of the Nine of Pentacles energy, where we see the falcon that has blinders on it, right? So it makes me think of like setting a goal and then kind of going for it. And when I think of Sagittarius, right, with your bow and arrow, you usually set your target and then you get it. So it's that focus. But here it's also talking about safety, trust, loyalty, protection, and Horus energy. So I'm not going to read everything, but I just kind of want to see what else it's saying here in the book, just in maybe a slightly different way than I've been thinking about it. But yes, let's see. So one of the questions it says here, it says, how can you open yourself up to receiving more support? Okay. It says you're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to open to receive a new level of support now from those in your life, and from the benevolent beings that you're connected with. It says through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful or suspicious of loyalty, or have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone. It's not safe to let our guard down or our heart open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers wants you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. That's beautiful, right, Sagittarius? So I also think of Horus energy just in general with the Egyptian stuff, is Horus is like the god of writing, of knowing, of knowledge, knowledge of self, right? So maybe that's just my own kind of association with it too, but maybe talking about journaling or writing. But also, when it was talking about this new perspective of being supported and it's safe to love, that kind of makes me feel like it's going back to that second week, Sagittarius, the Princess of Cups in the reverse position, the emotional unpleasantness, so to speak, right, of wanting to withdraw from it, was actually only going to stop our green lights. Even if it's only temporary, it's like, well, why wouldn't you want just all the lights to be green, right, Sagittarius? So maybe it's coming in here and saying to you that you are protected, you do have loyalty, you do have a safety net, and you need to trust a little bit more. So again, it's saying open up the heart chakra, or open up the heart in general, and also to open up the cup, right, to make the reverse cup be a right side up cup. Okay, so to not deny the emotions, but put them, again, you know, kind of in balance with the other things, right? Being in touch with our body, all these wands energy, fire sign energy, our health, also looking at our finances, wanting to think clear-headed, all these kind of things, like in their more harmonious placement or flow, if you want to say it that way. All right, Sagittarius, but that is what I have for you at this time. So I did already take the one photo that I always do of all of your cards, and I will be uploading it after this live is done, in case you want to check it out, see the cards again more up close in detail. Then if you're on YouTube, all you have to do later, or you can even go to one of the past videos and click in the description box below, and I'll give you some little instructions just basically on how to get to my Facebook page, or you can go there directly if you're watching this on Facebook, or you just don't want to wait for all that. Go to Facebook, you can type in Malessea's A Magic Light, and then once this video is posted there, in the comments I will post both the photo for Sagittarius and for Capricorn, if that's something that you want to check out. All right, I do it for all the readings, but yes, thank you guys so much, and I always appreciate all the free ways to support my channel here. So liking the video, subscribing to the channel is free as well, or even sharing the videos with others, all great free ways to support the channel if you feel guided. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to Capricorn. I just want to check the time real quickly. So we're at, is that 38 minutes? I can't see, it's so tiny. I think it's 38. We're gonna say it's 38. I'll check it later, okay? So like I said too, I will be putting timestamps in the video on YouTube in the comments below and in the description box too, for some people who just want Sagittarius or who just want Capricorn. I also provide options for people who want to watch the shuffling for Capricorn, or who don't want to watch the shuffling or don't have time to. Right, everybody has different schedules, so I also put that in the timestamps options as well. All right, so we are going to charge the cards with the crystals. We're going to maybe light a little bit of incense, do a sound bell again, all the different ways that we can clear the energy of the previous reading and then get into the energy of Capricorn. All right, so let's do that real quickly. Oh, I think I'm out of incense. I'll grab another one. I thought I had put it, oh, well no, I did let it burn. I can't remember. Okay. Hold on guys, let's see if I can grab some incense here. I guess we'll do jasmine again. I do love me some jasmine. Okay. So you don't have to use incense if you can't deal with the smoke and the smells. I like to do it. I got the window open, the fan going a little bit. But Sometimes if my allergies are really bad, then I can't really do it, but we can do it now, so let's do it. Alright, and it's fun to look at smoke when it's in the incense holder, sometimes when I'm meditating or watching other readers. Like, it's kind of relaxing to look at the smoke if you can see it. Alright, so again, we're just going to pass the smoke over the cards a little bit. And I might be a little bit of a pyromaniac, just a little bit. I'll start forest fires, but I do like a little incense. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to say in the Sagittarius reading too that the day that I'm filming this a week early, it's Sagittarius moon, so, and I am a sun sign Sagittarius. I forgot to say that in the Sagittarius video, so I was like, I didn't plan it that way, but it just sometimes happens that way where I'll be about to do a video for one of the signs, and then I look at what's going on for the astrology of the day, and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. Alright, so I'm going to let that one go just because, again, it smells so good, and I do have a bunch of animals in my house, and sometimes they don't always smell like fresh laundry, so the incense is kind of nice too, to get that dog and cat smell out a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to throw these cards in here randomly before we do a deeper shuffle. And I'm just checking to have a little bit of background music on my phone. If you see me checking my phone, that's kind of what I'm doing. Alright. We're also going to do the sound bell, another great way to clear the energy of the cards with vibrations. Of course, we also do it with our intentions and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back into our body, take a couple of deep breaths, release the Sagittarius energy, and welcome in the Capricorn energy. Alright, so I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths. If you feel guided, you can as well. Alright, so this is for Capricorn. Capricorn. Let's do some shuffling, okay? Let's see what we have coming up for you in October. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023 for their highest good and vibration. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Capricorn. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Alright, Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. What do you need to see, to know? Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Let's put these over here for a little bit. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Oh. I'm not going to take that. It is the King of Swords, so if it comes out again later. It was just jumping out. Alright. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. 3 cards more only, please. For Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. What do we need to see? What do we need to know, Capricorn? Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Okay. And one more card, please, Spirits. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. Alright. So we're going to take the top, and the bottom, like we do sometimes. Alright. We'll figure out exactly how Spirit wants these cards in a few minutes, but I'm just going to leave them, kind of push them over to the side, and switch over to the other deck here. So, Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. 1 card only, please. Spirits, messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the top and the bottom. And one more here. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat, for October 2023. 1 card only, please. Spirits, messages for Capricorn. Alright, that was fast. Okay. Let's see. Kind of don't want that right there, just because I feel like it's in the way a little bit. Okay. Now let's kind of figure out how they want these cards. Spirits in love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for all advice, wisdom, and guidance given, and thank you, of course, for listening. Spirits, do you want the 3 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent the first tarot card for this Capricorn October 2023 reading? Okay, thank you. And Spirits, did you want the 10 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Capricorn October reading? No? Okay. Let's see. And Spirits, did you want the 4 of Staves in the reverse position to represent the 4th tarot card for this Capricorn October reading? Okay, thank you. Alright, so let's see what else we got. And Spirits, did you want the Sun card in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of the Termaic Tarot deck for this Capricorn October reading? Thank you. Okay. Alright, so we've confirmed all of our right side upper reversals. So let's see here. I think they might already kind of be in the general placement that they want to be, but I want to always double check Don't ever want to assume. Alright, so let's see here. Spirits, did you want the Six of Pentacles and the Sun, Six of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Sun in the reverse position to be talked about when I talk about the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? Yes, okay, thank you. And Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Ten of Staves in the right side up position and the Temperance card in the right side up position when I talk about the Four of Staves in the reverse position? No. Okay. Well, I wonder, they might want these two tens together? If not that, they might want them maybe all in that first week, but I don't know. It kind of feels like they could go on every week, though, if that makes sense. Sometimes I get that, too. But we need to have it in a designated spot, so let's see. Spirits, thank you once again for listening. Do you want me to talk about the Ten of Staves in the right side up position and the Temperance card in the right side up position when I talk about the Ten of Sacred Circles in the right side up position? Nope. Okay. Let's see if they want them here. If it's not here, we'll try the third week, but sometimes when I'm doing readings too, if I just hear this clear, really loud no, like over and over again, it can be, sometimes that happens when I'm still shuffling too, like I'll pull a card only when it's like, yes, pull me, but sometimes it'll take longer to shuffle because I'm just feeling this like no energy like throughout the reading, but we don't necessarily know if that's going to happen yet. So let's try it here and see real quickly. Thank you, Spirits. Did you want me to talk about the Ten of Staves in the right side up position and the Temperance card in the right side up position when I talk about the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? It's like yes, no. Spirits, I need a clear and definitive yes or no answer. Do you want me to talk about the Ten of Staves in the right side up position and the Temperance card in the right side up position when I talk about the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? Yes. Okay. So once we work through that no energy a little bit, you know, I still had that other option, so I wasn't completely, you know, going with that, but that's kind of what was coming out. Okay. So let's see. We're going to first take our picture before I forget, Capricorn, because I do that sometimes. Let's do that real quickly. And then we'll get started. I'll look at what time we're at. So I'll put it in the timestamps for later, all that fun stuff. So, alright, and we are at about 53 minutes or so. Okay. So I will make that note to self for later for the timestamps. Alright, Capricorn. Let's see what we got for you. You so far, and I've only done, this is my fourth reading for October, but I don't know if it was for September or August, but there was like 1 month where all of the readings had all the cards all in the same week, and so that was like definitely astrology stuff. But so far you're the only one that has had that happen as of right now, Capricorn. Okay, so I would say that it's not necessarily the astrology affecting it, but that's always something to look into in general, right? What do we have going on as far as the first week of October? Not too much. We've got Mercury enters into Libra, first quarter moon. We've got Venus entering into Virgo. Venus recently came out of retrograde in the beginning of September, so by the time we get to October, it'll definitely be back to its normal strength if it isn't already. So again, I don't feel like this is really astrology stuff, but It could just be what's going on. So let's see. And it's not a bad thing, right? It's just interesting. That's why I kind of mention it when I see certain patterns. Okay, so Capricorn, let's start off first with calling out your first 4 main cards and talking about the time frames when some of these things may occur for you. Of course, this reading can be about you or someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, general environment situation, all that good stuff, vice versa, etc. So we have the 3 of sacred circles in the reverse position. We have the 10 of sacred circles in the right side up position. We have the Queen of staves in the right side up position. And we have the 4 of staves in the reverse position. Okay. And then we'll talk about the dates real quickly, and then I'll say them again when we're on each individual card. But we said the first week can be from around October 1st through the 8th. Second week can be from around October 9th through the 16th or so. Third week can be from around October 17th through the 23rd, and the fourth week can be from around October 24th through October 31st or so, or maybe even into the first couple days of November, right? Since it is a general reading meant for multiple people, the time frame is not exact, and it's never usually exact anyway, even if it is a general reading, okay? Because things are always constantly in motion and changing, right? So it's just kind of a general time frame. All right, so let's see here, Capricorn. With this being a general reading too, it can talk about love, money, health, friends, etc., all the things, okay? So get in where you fit in, as they say, right? But we're going to start with your first card, your first week, and kind of go from there, kind of in order in just a few moments. But let's, before I forget, also see what other zodiac signs are showing up here for you in your reading, Capricorn. You do have the official card for Sagittarius down here as far as your major. You also have the Sun card, so a little bit of Leo energy, not the official Leo card, but it's there. Yeah, so some of you guys could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Leo, or you have a lot of Sagittarius or Leo in your chart, or someone does. Or it could even be referencing Sagittarius or Leo season of this year, of last year, or even next year, or it means nothing at all. You have a lot of wands as well. So far, that is a pattern that also Scorpio and Sagittarius had. So you've got 4 wands cards. You got 2 majors, 3 pentacles. Yeah, so it's definitely wands, okay? Pentacles being the second, but wands is definitely the majority of your minor arcana, and you're like, okay, what does this mean, right? It can just be an underlying theme to your reading. So wands or staves can talk about our health, our physical body. If it's not our health, it can just be talking about what gets us fired up or passionate in our physical body. But again, it can just be a kind of underlying theme to your reading. And before we get into each individual card as well here, Capricorn, you know, if I was to pause your reading and say, like, where are the most beneficial times to do something within my control as far as traveling or manifesting something in particular, which weeks are better, which weeks are not as great for that, right? So I would say that the second and the third week here, Capricorn, look like the best for doing something again within your control, like traveling or manifesting something in particular within your control. Not that the first or the last weeks are bad per se, but the energy is more slowed down there, almost completely stopped in some places. So definitely the second and the third week would be the best time to do that if it's possible, right? All right, so let's kind of go in order here now, Capricorn. So we start with, in your first week, the 3 of sacred circles in the reverse position, also known as 3 of pentacles in the reverse position here. Because it's your first card here, Capricorn, it can be energy that we're picking up from the recent past as well. It could be, for a very small few, because I don't normally say this with these cards are all around it, but there could be a deficit or a minus in the teamwork energy. Okay? So Capricorn, or depending on where you have Capricorn in your chart, even if you're not a sun sign, Capricorn or rising or moon, etc., they can be, the Capricorn energy can be a little bit of, they're so hardworking, they're so kind of perfectionist in some way. It's not that you don't like teamwork or that they don't like teamwork, but they're used to going it on their own too, in a lot of ways. So for a small few, not the majority of you guys, there could be this lack of teamwork kind of energy. It could be a lack of financially coming together in some way, right? Since we're talking about your first card, the Three of Sacred Circles in reverse, or Three of Pentacles. It's a coin, it's a pentacle. It could be talking about money or finances, so it doesn't have to. We can also talk about values. So maybe there's not enough teamwork type of energy around values in some way here, or being valued or not valued enough, etc., vice versa. But in general here, Capricorn, it feels like this slowed down kind of energy, this gentle reminder or challenge, as I like to call them too. It can be like, if there was a lack of teamwork in some way in the past, or a deficit or a minus financially or with values, it's only because there's like this feeling of not trying to find the right way to say it, of not seeing everything together as a whole. So that's why if it's not teamwork per se with other people, it can also just be this energy of only seeing certain pieces of the puzzle, but not then looking at the puzzle box and being like, what kind of puzzle am I doing? Am I putting a bird or cat together, right? As an example for puzzles for kids or something, or adults, whatever. But like being so focused on the pieces that not remembering kind of the whole puzzle. Okay, so not having also a bird's eye view. If this card was right side up, we see the bird and then we also see the bear. Those are things that need to be worked on. Seeing something from a larger perspective, also saving time, energy, and money and resources for the winter. But because it's reversed, it can be that you are coming out of that Capricorn. Be quiet, sit down. You are coming out of that Capricorn, or someone else is, or the general environment situation is coming out of that energy because it feels more past stuff, okay? So again, you've got all the cards from each deck here, all in this first week. So let's kind of dig down deeper and see why this is showing up here. And then just to know that, you know, whatever this is, Capricorn, you also have in second or third week, you have green light. So if you have a little bit of a red light here, you got a green and a green coming out right after, back to back. So not to worry too much, okay? So let's start with the first two on the top just because they're smaller and that's kind of where I put them. This is past energy here, Capricorn. This is more future, current, present energies. So in the past, you got the Six of Pentacles in the right side up position, and then you have the Sun card in the reverse position, Leo energy, okay? So Pentacles, Pentacles, Earth sign energy. So like you, Capricorn, depending on where you have Capricorn in your chart, Virgo, Taurus, and then with Leo, that's fire energy, right? But we have this. In the past, Capricorn, there could have been more financial abundance, and or could have been, you could have been feeling more valued in some way or someone else. But then when that was going on in the past, there was like this other side of the energy, past energy, where it was like a blockage or a refusal of like youthful energy with the sun in the reverse position. So a blockage or refusal of passion, of creativity, of just this youthful energy. The sun card can also talk about enlightenment. So maybe in the past, even though there was more financial abundance, or there was people were feeling more valued in some way in the past, there was also maybe some type of blockage as far as some type of spiritual enlightenment, download, revelation. That's usually what the sun card energy is about as well. So because it is in that reverse position, maybe it was blocked a little bit in the past too. Okay. And that makes sense too. If we were only going back to the whole puzzle thing, if we're only seeing certain pieces to the puzzle, then it's going to be harder to get those spiritual downloads, enlightenments, revelations. Oh, now I understand something type of energy. So since we're all up here, Capricorn, in this first week, right, I would say be gentle with the Capricorns in the first week, or be gentle with yourself or the part in your chart where you have Capricorn in the first week. It's not completely bad, right, but just be mindful, okay? So let's also see what is underneath the other two cards, okay? So we've got the 10 of staves in the right side up position, so more fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then we have Sagittarius's official card over here. So again, definitely some fire energy. Again, this is past energy that made it possible for your first card to kind of come up here, come up and come out. So let's turn this down, Capricorn. So yeah, in the past there was also some type of new beginning about to happen with this 10 of staves in the right side up position. It could have been a new health beginning, like a new health diet or regime, or a new phase of different type of taking care of the body or something in the past. It doesn't always have to be the health of the body, but I just like to mention it because that's the stuff that's showing up here. Or it could just be a new beginning in general was right around the corner in the past. And there was also this very patient kind of energy with the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. So Capricorn, again, depending on where you have Capricorn in your chart, Earth sign energy is definitely going to be, let's say, more patient than the official card for Sagittarius, the Temperance card, okay? But it's also, if it's not patient, maybe is not the right word, or patience, it could also just be going over the emotions to make them more calm. Okay, so because in the Temperance card, she's in the water, 1 foot on land, one foot on water, or in water, and then she has 2 bowls of water that she's moving back and forth, kind of the alchemy energy shifting back and forth. So water in the tarot is the emotions. So maybe in the past, going over something to make the emotions more calm, to get ready for this type of ending, new beginning, with that 10 of staves in the right side up position in the past. Because then it's like it wasn't quite ready in the first week of October here, Capricorn, but definitely by the time we get to the second week, it's here. Because now you have another 10, not the same card, not the same 10s as far as the minor arcana goes, but you've got now the 10 of sacred circles, or 10 of pentacles in the right side up position. So more earth energy again. This can talk about financial new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. It can talk about being more valued in some way, in addition to the finance stuff, right? But what's really cool here, Capricorn, too, or interesting, is in the first week we were talking about the lack of teamwork and the way back past, and wanting to see all the pieces to the puzzle, not just the little pieces, but the box, and what are we building again? What is the puzzle about? You see that more definitely showing up in the second week, okay? Because then you see all the Native American huts are together in this type of community setting, okay? And so in the past, if this other card, if this card was right side up, it was like the community of the other huts were all the way back there. We couldn't even see them, right? But now in the second week, okay, then now they're kind of all together. So that sense of community is definitely there in the second week. And we said this could be from around October 9th through the 16th or so, Capricorn. And it's cool because during that time, instead of the full moon that we see in the background of this card, we actually have that new moon on October 14th. It's a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. So when I was doing the astrology notes, it was also talking about through the whole month of October, right, for general, for everybody, was Pluto going direct, having truth and transformation come out, being secrets and desires coming out to light. So even though this is during this time period here, Capricorn, it's more of a new moon and not a full moon. Well, eventually the new moon does reach that full moon status. So it's like, even though it's not a full moon, when this card is showing up, it's preparing for the full moon. It's like, what seeds do we want to plant during the second week here, Capricorn, so then they can come to that full moon kind of culmination energy more towards the end or more towards the end of October, okay? So again, I see this community type of energy. I see financial new beginnings, endings and new beginnings, values, having some type of new beginning as well. So again, that's one of your green lights, and it's very beautiful, Capricorn. Okay, so let's keep going though and see what else we have here for you. So yeah, we said you had wands was your majority of your minor arcana, so you definitely have a lot of fire in your reading. Then you have the 2 earth over here, more fire over here, and then you had a little bit of earth. Yeah, you don't have any water here. Interesting. No water or air in your reading. You have it in the imagery that we talked about in the temperance card, but not as far as the official element. So sometimes that can give you meaning in your readings as well, like which elements are missing, okay? Yeah, you don't have any swords and you don't have any cups. So that can be like, where are the emotions? Where is the mental clarity? Maybe it's already there, so it doesn't have to show up. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody, but let's keep going. We'll figure it out. All right, so we go to your third week here, Capricorn. Again, second week was that 10 of sacred circles in the right side up position. Third week is now the Queen of Staves, Queen of Wands in the right side up position. And we said this could be from around October 17th through the 23rd or so. Okay, but this beautiful fiery energy, fire queen, okay, she is very confident. She has almost a silent confidence to herself. Okay, it looks like her eyes are closed here, so you can see the card more clearly. There's the Nile River in the background. She's Egyptian, right? We see some kind of animal drinking water back here. I don't know if it's a hyena or a panther or what, but it's some kind of animal getting some water, right? But the reason why I bring it up is because she has this silent confidence, because she's in this position of authority. When we think of kings and queens or people in high status or even politicians, right? They have a huge, or even celebrities, they have a huge team behind them that makes them successful. So we just see her here being kind of very confident enough to close her eyes. Like, she wouldn't do that if she was an animal in the wild. She wouldn't let her guard down unless she knew she had a team that could protect her and support her. So that's why her eyes are closed here, okay? For that protection and support. This can be, Capricorn, since it's the second and the third week, both of your green lights in the middle of the month of October. It's like endings, new beginnings, endings, new beginnings. Endings, new beginnings, and then also a leveling up in some way, because now you have a queen. So leveling up in one area of your life or multiple areas of your life, going to the next stage of something. Having better health, right? We're talking about wands and being health, representing health. If it's not health, it could just be more in the physical body, getting energetic, passionate about something and feeling it in the physical body. This is interesting too, Capricorn, because by the time we get to your fourth week, I would say that that's a little bit of an energetic blockage, gentle reminder, challenge, or slowdown of energy. So the beginning of the month, the end of the month, were kind of these more reddish, orangish, yellow, reddish lights. Okay, you have the two green lights in the middle, but then here in the beginning and the end, it kind of slows down again. But when I was shuffling, if you saw me, none of the cards wanted to go underneath this card, and I kept getting this like no energy, just like no, which happens in a lot of different readings. It's just more about the energy than anything. It's like, I think of like a 2-year-old when their favorite word is no. That's kind of what it feels like. So yeah, let me show you the card first, and then we'll break it down. All right. You've got the Four of Staves in the reverse position, also known as Four of Wands in the reverse position. It could just be that some type of party or celebration that you thought was going to happen towards the end of the month doesn't happen. That could be one way to look at it. Like, not a big deal, like maybe a little bit of a disappointment. Again, because there's no cards underneath it, so it doesn't feel that big of a deal. Whatever this is. It could be that there is a temporary kind of issue in one type of relationship, or even all relationships, right? Again, with the full moon, okay, lunar eclipse in Taurus at the end of the month on October 28th, which is where we are on this card, the fourth card, the last one. We have the things that we again put into motion during the new moon are now coming to culminate in that fourth week, come together in the fourth week. What did I say? Yes, so improvements in Taurus energy, or Taurus themes. So peace, calm, relationships, enjoying fruits of our labor, and connecting with our own needs. So relationships theme, again, this is the general astrology for everybody, right, during this time. So because we have this Four of Staves or Four of Wands in the reverse position, if we're talking about relationships in general, or one particular relationship, or even if it's not two people, two energies, two parties, etc., there could be a little bit of this temporary lack of vulnerability, lack of comfortability, or it could just be, instead of it always being a party or a celebratory energy, if the card was right side up, now it's like the opposite of that. But again, it doesn't feel here, Capricorn, like super heavy, because none of the other cards wanted to go underneath this card. So whatever this is, or even if it's just a party or celebration put on hold, or it doesn't happen towards the end of the month, or it's just this changing of the temporary relationship or relationships, it could just be okay, let me go back for a second here, Capricorn, right? We had like 5 planets in retrograde in August. So September, we had Mercury, no, we had first Venus, okay, relationships, ruler of relationships, Venus going direct to the beginning of September. Then we have, what else do we have? I have it right here. Then we had Jupiter went into retrograde. So one went forward, one went backward. Jupiter is luck, right? Travel, education, religion, law. Then we had, that was it for September. Okay, so then October, we have Pluto going direct. We had Mercury go direct towards the end of August. So that's okay. So at this point we have Venus direct, Mercury direct, Pluto direct, Jupiter's in retrograde. That's 4. Which other one am I missing? Anyway, my point is, and I'll look it up in a second because then it's going to bug me, is that there was a lot going on. So anytime the planet's going forward or going backward, it's going to stop, and it's going to take time to reach up to its normal speed or its slowed down speed. So there's shadows period, post-shadow period, and shadow period. So even though, let's say Venus went direct in the beginning of September, by the time we come to October, in some relationship placement-wise, it could still be that way for some people, not for everybody. But the same thing with Mercury, the planet of communication. Is going to take time for it to also, come into its or work out of its shadow period, right? So I'm filming this on September 21st. Mercury went direct on September 15th. I'm still feeling some of it myself, and so is the computers and the titles of my videos still. But it just takes time. So it's just whatever this is here, Capricorn, it doesn't feel like a big deal. Long story short, it doesn't feel like a big deal, whatever this is, because none of the cards really wanted to go under it. And then when I was looking at the astrology notes, I'm like, oh, okay, that could be part of it as well. But let's keep going. We're almost towards the end of your reading. We still have 2 more little cards here. One's the Oracle card, but your last tarot card here, Capricorn, is your tarot confirmation card. So it's going to come in and confirm all 4 weeks, all 4 weeks that we're talking about within the month of October. So this is a combination of past and future energy. So you have the 3 of Wands in the right side up position. Okay, so again, more of this fiery energy that is throughout your reading, and it was sitting on top of that 4 of Staves in the reverse position. So, being a combination of past and future energy here, Capricorn, yeah, it just feels like, again, whatever that little temporary thing is, or a little small disappointment or letdown, it's like there's going to be more prosperity and there's going to be more growth. And it's interesting because these are all wands or staves, right? Some decks they're called staves, some decks they're called wands. But what you have is a 4 in reverse, and then you have a 3 in the right side up position. They're both wands, they're both staves, they're just different names. So it's kind of interesting in that way too, Capricorn. It's a little bit of back and forth type of energy. Because normally 3 would come before 4, right? But it feels like more prosperity is coming. It feels like more growth is coming. And it's just saying maybe focus on, again, the things that get you fired up and passionate about your health, or just in general get you excited in your physical body, and just focus on that, okay? We do have the Aries energy showing up here too. And what they call the 3 of Wands in this deck is the Lord of established strength. Okay, so just stay strong. Whatever this is, it's not a big deal, Capricorn. All right. So with that being said, let's see what your Oracle card is for this time period. I'm going to just pull up a little book here. We're going to talk about it because it's pretty self-explanatory, but then I like to read couple of sentences in the book too, just because it's a different way to maybe say the same thing, or just, you know, say it differently. All right, because I need help. I'm not saying I'm perfect in any way. All right, I'm always open to learning new things. So Capricorn, your oracle card for this time period is Hearth, or I don't know how to pronounce this. It's not Hearth, it's Harith. We're going to say it's Harith. All right. But what we see is this person standing on the edge of a cliff. There's all these clouds all around them, and the space, the galaxies are in the background, okay? But it says underneath it, longing for home, homesick for the stars, okay? And so this is from the Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle deck, and starseeds are known as people or energies, individuals from other planets that are now in a human body. So sometimes they get homesick from where they came from, right? But let's see, you know, what else this little book has to say, because like I said, there's definitely more ways to describe these things, okay? So one of the first things here, Capricorn, it says, how can you commit more fully to your life, okay? So this is actually a Welsh word, the Hardith, whatever I said it was, Hiraeth, however you say that. I'm gonna look it up in a second. This is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate and to say, but it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshapable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls, right? Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it is a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or starseed system in the universe that your soul remembers and yearns to return to, a place they may have experienced more fully or had more experience than Earth. For others, the longing for a unity of source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home but don't really know where your home is, you're being invited to remember your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone, and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. Okay, so yeah, a little bit of what I was saying before, but that makes me really think here, Capricorn, of the second card, second week, the 10 of Sacred Circles, that community we're talking about with all the Native American huts coming together here. I would definitely put that energy with that card. But I also want to look up how the hell you pronounce this, because this bothered me before. Let's see, so Hiraeth pronunciation. Here we go, y'all. This is how you're supposed to say it. Wait, that's my music. Hold on. This is how you're supposed to say it.
We are looking at how to pronounce this Welsh word for homesick or nostalgia. This is what it means in Wales. We are looking at how to pronounce Hiraeth. But if you cannot roll the R like in Welsh, it'd be fine to say Hiraeth.
Okay.
In Welsh again.
All right. So now we know how to pronounce it. Hiraeth. Okay. So yes, that is interesting, and I like that sense of community, and it basically saying that you didn't come here alone. So again, I would put that, Capricorn, with that second week. But that is what I have for you as far as your reading goes. So thank you so much for your time and your energy, and all the great free ways to support my channel here with likes and your subscriptions and your share to the video to people, if you feel guided. So when you subscribe to the video, if you haven't already, or to the channel, I mean, it just notifies you when I put out new videos. So again, if you have a basic YouTube account, it just sends you a notification when I'm putting out a new video, if you feel guided. But yes, I'm going to be posting the photo here for you Capricorn and for Sagittarius in a few moments. So again, if that's something that you wanted to see more up close in detail, all you have to do is, if you're on YouTube, go to the description box below and follow the little instructions. Or if you're on Facebook, or you just want to go to Facebook, all you have to do is type in the name of my channel here, Malessea's Magic Light, and then you find this video, and under the video in the comments there will be the pictures for each zodiac sign, if that's something that you want to check out. So I like to provide that for everybody for all the videos. So anyway, thank you guys so much as always. Enjoy this time period. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you feel guided, how this may shape out for you, or if you just want to say hi or anything like that. I always love to hear from you guys. So you guys take care, and I will see you next time. And we'll be picking back up with Aquarius and Pisces. It may not be tomorrow. It may be the following day on Saturday. But you guys are always welcome. All right, so take care, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.